Good morning and welcome to Monday Meditations and Musings with Kelly Love. And I always do this because on Facebook we can see me pointing to you. Yeah, but on the cloud Zoom recording it's just me doing this to nobody. But anyway, welcome Kelly.
Thank you for having me.
Just checking the live. Sometimes it takes a little while to show up. So you're a local artist on the Central Coast?
I am.
Whereabouts? Terrigal?
No, further up north, near Nora Head, near the lighthouse.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah, used to live down in Terrigal, but we moved once we had kids up further. Yeah, get a little house and more quiet, and it was lovely.
And so, Kelly, you do a wide range of topics, or is that what you call them? Pieces? You don't call them topics, I suppose.
Subjects, maybe?
Subjects, right, wide range of subjects. But a lot of native animals,
yes.
Which is, yeah. Did you want to tell me a little bit about why you do that? Is it just
well,
love?
Yeah, well, it's funny. I was just, I was talking to someone the other day while I was doing an interview for her, and I was saying, basically, it was funny how it sort of tracked back from my childhood. I travelled a lot when I was younger, so I went to England and America and back to England and back to Australia. I'm Australian, but we were born here, but travelled with family. And I think we were talking about, we're tracking it back, and I've always had this connection with animals. I've always been, like a lot of people who are animal lovers. So I think that I genuinely have this feeling that, you can communicate with them and the love and the connection that you have with them. So that just carries on through my art. But of course, specifically in my art now, the subject's usually Australian wildlife and flora and fauna, because I find, well, why not advocate for the country you're born and love, and, for the animals. Quite often, some of them don't have a voice. So the endangered ones, the ones that aren't as pretty or well known. And, so I explored that avenue, and that sent me on a beautiful journey, and hopefully helping and having a voice for them. But Australia has some of the most unique species in all of the world. So, I've only barely touched the tip of exploring it, but yeah, I can't, I find inspiration every day. And quite often the animals come to me, and then I'm like, all right, I'll paint you.
Oh, beautiful.
Or I paint them and they'll come to me. Like one time I was painting a bee with that inspiration of, with the bees and the endangered of the bees and what would happen if they go. And I was painting this bee, and I was like, I don't think I've seen a bee, not like a bumblebee in Australia. And I asked my husband, I said, oh, have you seen, do we have type bumblebees? Like in England, they're big fuzzy things. He's like, yeah, we got bumblebees. And I was painting this bee artwork, which is totally out of the rhythm of what I had been painting. And a bee flew in the window, flew around the artwork. And then I was like, oh, and I was screaming, oh, there's a bee in the room, and looking at the artwork, and flew off. And I was like, oh, I guess there is bumblebees. It was incredible.
I've seen your bee painting. It's beautiful. Yeah. Was that inspired from that moment?
Yeah, well, I was already painting it, and the bee came to me in that one. It was the other way around. Literally
you were already painting the bee.
Flew in the studio, and I swear I had just said, I don't think I've seen these bees before, or like that I remember, maybe when I was little, but I was like, and then it came to me and flew around my artwork and flew off, and that.
Yeah, I think the Australian native bees are these tiny little ones. They look like flies. But I remember down in, I was down in Tasmania, and I saw one of those. I don't know if that's what you saw, but the one you described in England, it's big, clear black and white stripes. I was like, oh my God, look at it. It was amazing. Yeah, I've only seen one ever. That was down in Tasmania.
Yeah.
You said you painted some not so well known or loved typed animals. Which one in particular? Can you name a couple that you've done?
Yeah, well, I see a lot of they're getting more exposure now, but in the early days, like things like the numbat. That's a beautiful creature. It's got like the stripes of like the Tasmanian tiger along its back. So it's really unique, and it's this like little foraging type.
Is that the one you're holding?
In which artwork?
Yeah, there's one where you're actually holding the animal.
No, that's actually George the wombat from the reptile park.
It's a wombat.
A wombat. I was doing a photo.
It had stripes on it too. No,
Well,
I might be getting them muddled up. I've been looking at so much of your work. Yeah.
I've held a few animals and I've done a few portraits with animals, but yeah, that was when I was getting a photo for the newspaper, and they're like, oh, I'm like, oh, why don't you hold George? And George was like, I thought him to be light, and then like all of a sudden I'm like, I'm like trying to look good in a photo while holding a giant beautiful wombat while snuggling into him. So no, he was a wombat. So other ones that haven't really got the love and exposure are ones like I haven't actually done the bandicoot or the potteroo. Oh, I did a small one years ago, but oh god, I'm trying to think of my endangered series. So the kangaroo tree, the tree kangaroo. It's this big orange kangaroo type tree that god, I'm getting my words. This orange kangaroo that lives in a tree, and it's amazing. And I did a portrait of that. Like I've had a few series, and that one actually was a finalist in the Gosford Art Prize, as well as the Reptile Park piece. What other? The masked owl. That's a beautiful owl, and yeah, they're endangered. Oh, there's. Oh God.
Beautiful.
Where are all the owls?
Could you give us a little? Will your connection allow you to? Will your connection allow you to show it?
Huh?
Sorry, what was it called? I talked over
The
you.
eastern quoll.
The eastern quoll.
Yeah, and you've got the Tasmanian devil too. That that's a real iconic animal that is going to be lost. So yeah, going into things like that, and the that crazy little turtle, the Manning River turtle, only ever found in Australia, and has that big yellow stripe along its cheek. And there's some people doing, the Aussie Archive trying to help conserve and keep it alive, and I think even other places are too, but it's only ever found in the Manning River. So yeah, I could go on forever. I'll try to stop.
No, it's good. It's good. I have a friend who's actually working with the Australian government on setting up some new koala sanctuaries because of how badly the fires affected the koalas, and then the numbers up somewhere up the northern coast a little bit more.
Yeah. That's a scary one because, when you're looking at the animals I'm talking about, they don't get the exposure and they're not quite well known. No one, not even Australians would know a lot of them unless you're particularly interested in or have been funding it or going to galas or something.
Yeah.
But for iconic animals like the Tasmanian devil, but a koala and a kangaroo, I mean, I can't even imagine not having a koala in Australia. Like that would be insane. It'd be insane not to look after them. It'd be insane for them to go extinct. There's nothing like a koala in the world. So I appreciate anybody who does that. I think Aussie Arc are doing that as well.
Yeah.
Started a koala fund as well. So I think hopefully a lot of people will be getting on board with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Carolyn, Nora Head's so beautiful, she says.
Oh, it is.
And good morning, Marie. Marie's watching as well. Oh, we can say good morning, Andrew, now too. You can say hi to Andrew as well
Andrew. Now. Is he hiding behind somewhere or?
Oh no. He said he'd be watching. I don't know if he is.
Oh well, hi, Andrew. I can't see any chat, so you can just.
No, it's a bit funny, this Facebook. I can't really tell how many people are watching and how many people are not, because when people don't, it's whatever, and people watch it later.
He'll be there for later. When
he can watch that as many times as he wants. Hi Andrew. Can you show us a little bit around your studio?
Oh,
is that going to work with the phone, or is that going to cause too much?
Oh well, I had it perfectly positioned, but yeah. So let's. Okay, so there's a blank canvas. So along here, I
like the Ganesh in the background.
Yeah, that's one of the first things I painted on the wall. And then just got little trinkets, lots of crystals, lots of Buddhas. I love my Buddhas. They bring me the good luck. I've got the can that I've been on the 6 strings cans a few times. My artworks have been on there.
Okay.
One they invited me to be part of with my redback. And the other one they got inspired and did one about the Tasmanian devil and helped raise money for.
What are the 6-string cans? Sorry.
On the Central Coast is a craft brewery called 6 String.
Okay.
Yeah, and they obviously a craft brewery, create their own different, amazing, unique, and they're very, very well known and popular. But they always have really unique artwork on their cans. And one time they had seen my artwork and asked, oh, can we collaborate? And they'd say I had a big red back. Like I painted it because I'm one of those people, not the biggest fan of spiders. And I thought, I want to see the beauty in it. And I painted this massive red back. So they put that on one of their black beer, the dark stout beers, and it was a limited run and it was amazing. And then they came to the Reptile Park exhibition about the endangered animals and the Tasmanian devil, and they got inspired and actually created an all Australian ingredient beer.
Awesome.
And put one of my Tasmanian devil artworks on there and had like a little blurb about I invited them, like could we make it like some sort of charity beer, and they were like, yeah, that's great, let's do this. And so they donated like $1 to Aussie art as inspiration, and that's just
fantastic.
Just how it's sort of a knock-on effect. I mean, I'm not an advocate for them or hired by them. I just try to help.
Well, I think you've oh God, I did this last week. I think I'm going to try. Not even going to try and go for the word. I think you have become one of their advocates, whether you like it or not. You've become an Ozark ambassador. Any more? What else is behind you?
Yeah, so we've got my little trinkets. We've got the redhead matches that I won in People's Choice and was printed on the actual redhead matches all over Australia.
That was going to be my next question. I thought you were on the redhead matches. Yes.
Yes, I was. And I've got like healing stones, things I've collected from when I've been to Nepal and LA and India, and so I've got like I can't remember what they're called. The healing stone, and I've got water from the Gandhis. This is my grandfather, who inspired all the tattoos on the people. That's why I started doing it.
Yeah, I remember that piece.
So outlet and little old brochures that I've been on, and then I painted this just for you guys.
Chakras, is it? I was saying that the chakra colour, so that's for today, is it?
Yes.
Awesome.
And album covers have been on. That's an artwork, a trippy artwork I did for you can't see it very well. It's not, another album cover. There's the Gandhi water. Here's the cans. So they're the
cool. Love it.
So just sort of, I've got a whole another studio of.
And I love that blue bottle. I remember putting some of your blue bottle stickers around Sydney.
Oh yeah.
I was like, slap, slap.
Yeah, well, it's one of the, and then this one I've put out for you guys, which is the Tree of Life. I thought you might appreciate it.
And what's the animal in that Tree of Life?
That's actually a Tasmanian devil. Obviously, it's the thing. It's the theme for today.
Yes. Yeah.
Not consciously, but it just keeps coming up, obviously.
Yeah.
Hang on. Trying to put you back in the position.
Well, Cassie, she shared a bee. Cassie, thanks for watching, Casey. And Joanne, morning, beautiful goddesses. She's back. We lost.
You can see my mess.
Yes. I don't know anyone.
I'm not an organised artist.
I don't know any people that would be, would they? I mean, art to me always seems like something that's a bit messy.
I think so too. But I often see people going into, like, when you see interviews going into their studio and it's all immaculate and all the paint's amazing. And, just sitting there and they're in these big open studios that looked amazing. I'm like, well, that's not me, but yeah. I think that's what it really, I think I like to show what it really looks like.
Yeah, that's how I'd imagine they mostly look like. Thank you so much for sharing your little space with us. That's lovely. Are you working on anything in particular at the moment?
Yes, I have. I'm actually quite busy. I'm still, what am I doing? I've got work going to Cab Gallery in Terrigal. So I've been doing my Australian birds and continuing that. So I've just finished the Great Barrier Reef collection, and that was really successful and had an opening. And actually the beauty of that was I got to go on a work holiday before COVID and go up to the Great Barrier Reef because I wanted to get hands-on experience and really understand what was going on underneath the ocean. So I got to see all the corals but I mean, I was You know, I go there, like they say, a lot of people do, expecting to see the worst. And I was just blown away. I mean, like there's still an issue, obviously, in what we need to do, but there's still so much to see and to enjoy. I've just gone on a tangent again, but like I can tell you, like I was just like blown away by the fish that I saw, but the giant clams, they're incredible. Like they're like the size of
the colors are like your colors as well, like the amazing
yes.
colors. I
You wouldn't
haven't
even
been.
believe it. That's why we say nature gives you enough inspiration. Truly, in Australia
Yes.
specifically, which is so many vivid colours. Like exactly, like you said, all these colours were flashing on those clams and stuff. You wouldn't even think of a clam being so
And
beautiful.
the nature give you inspiration for everything, for like horror movies and aliens and things, when you look really closely at insects and things
Oh,
and their faces and the way they fly, and you know, like
absolutely. Oh,
yeah,
it's a given for sure. You just mash up a few crazy creatures. I do love a bit of a bizarre creature too, so I've painted them, and I agree. I see a lot of actually even fashion design.
yes,
You know, now, you know, doing, you know, creating the way I do, and I'd like to get into that as well one day. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's just like, you know, a Regent honey eater. That's a Major Mitchell. And that's what's so beautiful. Like sometimes I just find it can be really easy. I'm just like, oh, you know, that Gordian Finch that I've just done. How could you make up those colors? I mean, the chakra, they called it chakra because it looks like all the chakra colors.
yeah,
It's incredible.
absolutely.
So
when did you go to the Barrier Reef?
I think what was it, Jen? It must have been early. Yeah, I think it was.
This year?
Yeah, this year. I think just before. It must have been just before March. I think it might have been January. It was still hot and it was beautiful. But yeah, I basically, because I had never gone there and I was trying to complete my series or start it. So I had, and I know I just wanted to genuinely be able to get as much. And I tell you what, 3 days just, I was in pure heaven. So yeah, I completed that, had that exhibition, and that's pretty much almost sold out. And then I'm always going back to my Australian birds because I just love painting them. And then, so I'm doing more for them, but they keep selling before I get them.
Before you finish them.
Yeah. So I'm still working. It's like a constant stream in between as well. And I'm always working on whales, oceanic stuff. It's just a cycle of like birds, ocean. At the moment, that's basically, I have my Aussie art collection that hasn't been seen as well.
Do you have an online shop? Like I only looked at the Kellyanne Arts Facebook page.
Yeah, no, I have a website, which is www.kellyanlove.com. But because I run everything, I can tend to be a bit slower in there. There's a lot on there. There's a lot of exhibitions to be seen, and you can see what is available. But
what I was going to say is, do you sell prints?
No,
on there?
No.
My daughter had in her art, you know, assignment or whatever this year. It was this lady, Sandra Spilzelgen or something, and she does very bright colours and interwoven stuff. She's I think she's Canadian maybe, or I'm not sure if she's Canadian American or something. She has this this condition where she sort of has sensory overload, so she's hears in descriptions and flower and like sometimes she smells a rose but it's not a rose that she's smelling from, and so she's bombarded by sensory stuff all the time. So her artwork's really bright and there's all these different images and colors, and it's quite busy, but she has this, like she said has original, but her website is just all prints of her stuff. And I was just thinking, you know, like your stuff is so amazing with so much bird and, you know, Australian native stuff. It probably do you well I know you're too busy to set it up, but to set something up like that, you know, just to have it going, just selling prints while you're doing this.
Yeah, well, I can do that. There is actually a lot of work when you're coming, like, I mean, I like everything to be high quality. So it's like, I don't like anything to just be sort of a like print it like a lower
Photocopy. Yeah, no.
so there's a big process to that, but I actually chose not to do that, and I could have from the very beginning, because it is a quicker way to get, like, you know, I built myself up from nothing, literally had no money, just a desk and a small thing of watercolor, and I just built that up and just trusted and kept moving forward. And there was many times that, of course, I get asked all the time for prints, but I just feel like, because I see a bigger goal, that I want people to invest in at this point, I want people to invest in me, and when they get something, it's unique and original.
Yeah.
Even if it's the same subject, it's still a one-off. Like every time I paint something, it's
absolutely.
And I found that has benefited me well. So yes, I've made the sacrifice of not making more,
not commercializing.
Well, I mean, I hate to say that, because what, you know, what if in the future then I start making prints and I'm like, hey, remember when you said you don't commercialize? I think it would be something I will, like, it would be announced, or, you know, in a further future, or it would be a selection.
But eventually both are done anyway, I think, aren't they? Because, you know, especially if you become so famous that a lot of people who like your artwork can't afford it or can't access it, then some people do like to have prints, and it makes it available to people worldwide. So that
is true. And I think I've tried to counteract that by having unique things like T-shirts with unique artworks on it, and you know, stickers, or like, I know it's not the same as a poster or something, but at this point, the people who invest in buying, I feel like it's their gift, that they got something that it's just for them. And also, the other problem I have is, if you have hundreds of artworks, how do you pick which one? Like, I know with the whales and the blue bottle, but then people move on, and, you know, there's just only so much that you could print. And like, if you give the reins of how many to print, like, it could just be endless. People will want one unique one here, there, and there, and it doesn't quite work like that. People do, you know. So anyway, at this point, no. And but I have a range of prices. Like, I mean, you can still get an artwork for $230, and that's original framed and all high quality material. Beautiful. Up to, you know, the bigger sizes are normally just around that 2,000, but that's still like original framed, and well, it's the value, but any prices in between, just depends on what size. So yes.
It's lovely. I'm sorry if I looked a little bit distracted. Some people are saying I think they just lost the feed, but maybe when they go out and back in again, because it's still streaming. Hopefully you can get back in. Awesome. So you're incredibly busy, and you're doing, so you're not, that's a good place to be. To be to be always working. And so if people do want to commission you, they just get on contact with, you know, kellyanlove.com, and then if they want to check out your all the work that you're doing, I've been sharing a lot anyway, you can just go to Kellyanne Works Facebook and Instagram.
I was going to say with that, with my website, I do try to update it, but it's more like a periodic thing. So I try, like, you know, I'll get better when get somebody else to do it, but but there's a lot to see there still, and there's a lot of information about me there, but I find Instagram is my best place, and usually people buy just from that. Like, I'll start
it's an image media system. It's much better than Facebook.
Unlike Facebook, where you couldn't, you know, people who are new and come to Facebook haven't seen the length of what I've done, and it takes a long time to scroll through. Whereas for me, Instagram has been amazing, because you don't have to read through a lot of stuff. People, you know, don't have the time for that. And you can just go, you know, scroll back all the way back to the beginning. It's just like a visual diary. And if there's anything there, usually people just contact me from there, or what I was going to say. And also what I find is, if people are waiting and watching, they're watching on Instagram, because that's where I live and that's where I post. So if they see it and they want it, they'll like contact me straight away and be like, is this available still? Because quite often people will be like, is that available? And left it a few days. If I'm lucky, if I'm in a good thing, and then I'll be like, oh no, it's already gone. But the other place is Cab Gallery in Terrigal, and they'll be opening up a gallery in Sydney soon. So that was the other thing I was going to say.
Cab, C-A-B?
C-A-B, a gallery in Terrigal. So that's an art dealer and collector. So you've got all your top Australian artists featuring in there. So they, I've been working with them for a couple of years now, and it's just constant. So it's been a really rewarding experience with this gallery, because their clients, I've either converted to Kellyanne Love artworks,
Yeah.
or new clients are coming every day. So there's, luckily for me, I can, you share the responsibility. I get to paint in the studio more often and not have to worry about it. I still sell through myself or my website, but at CAB, you can go see them up close. She can help you. And I take commissions, of course, through there as well, and myself.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing I'm working on, is a new collection for them with the birds for Sydney, because they're opening up in Sydney in September, I believe. So I don't know. I haven't announced it yet, but I guess I have now. And so
now, well, I was about to say, do you know where is there an area that they're hoping
it
to?
is, yeah. No, they're just setting it up now, but I'm not going to say now because I can't.
Yeah, you might not be supposed to. Plus, they might not have.
Well, I might not be supposed to, but I can't remember what the thing, and I don't want to direct people in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
But if you go to CAB Gallery, you'll follow them. I'm sure, or follow me on Instagram.
They'll reveal it. Yeah.
And also, the Instagram is Kellyanne, ANNE Artworks.
And
so
we'll put that in the link. We'll put it in the link here anyway as well.
And the same with Facebook. So, and wherever else I might decide to pop up.
Lovely. Love it. So how do you feel about leading us through? And before you do lead us through, how long have you been meditating for?
I was thinking about that question last night, and I don't know how, for me, it feels like it's just something I've innately done since I was young, whether you call it meditation, but, not the full on guided thing. But I always remember playing around with it, just because I was always a lot on my own in my room creating or stuff. And so I remember as a young girl, getting into, I didn't know it was meditation or anything. So just quiet moments or staring in the mirror and doing candle meditations. But as a teenager, I think I really remember doing it a lot for calming, like when you're stressed. And so and then you just sort of explore all different types of avenues from there. And I've done crystal therapy and healing and Reiki and, but yeah, so I would say, I guess, I feel like I've had it forever.
Most of your life.
But realistically, as a teenager where I was doing it as a conscious thing, but I still didn't actually even, I don't remember why I did it. I just did it. If it was more of an intuitive nature that I had to do it.
So I like how you intuitively found out that it helped you calm. But that space of no thoughts in the mind, when the mind's settled and you're in a state of peace, that's when your true nature, your inspiration and everything comes from that place. And the reason that we can't kind of access it and see it most of the time is because of this busy mind. Have you felt that inspiration at times in meditation?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a little story that sort of is relevant to that. I haven't got the artwork there, but after traveling, and even when I was older, I continued traveling. I traveled with my friend, and we went to India and places like that in LA. And then with my husband, we traveled to Hawaii and Germany and all of that stuff. I loved to travel, and I was a bit of a nomad, and happy to be that way. And Central Coast became my home. Not only did I find a place of peace and stability and love and children and art, it all just came. But before, when I was processing from being that person and trying to discover how, at the very early stage, this is not the moment that it happened, but I believe there's little efforts to get to being a professional artist, because with being a professional artist, that was something I sort of didn't allow myself to do. I didn't share that always with people. People knew I was creative, but I always had it with me. But I would not be doing what I do now, publicly sharing and being okay, just in your own space. So I remember there was a point in my early 20s where I was just really wanting to reconnect with my art and have a studio. To me, it was I have my own space. And I had been really needing to get back there. And the only way I could get back there was through meditation. It was so weird. I just basically, I was really comfortable with meditation. I was really into all the crystals and the Reikis and stuff like that. So I was really in that world. And I just said, I'm just going to basically manifest it into life. And then one day I turn up and I've got this little studio space ready to go. And this is early days. And I just started painting. I would meditate and paint just with my fingers. And so that is where this artwork, even though that's not how I paint now, it was more, I don't know if you can see that. It was more
the bluey greeny one. Yeah.
Again, it was to reconnect. And in that artwork, you've got all the chakras aligning, and it's about female empowerment and taking the strides to get where you want to go. But as I was creating them, I had no idea, and I just would paint and then sort of draw back and go, oh, I've painted, and lots of angels came through, and but it was all with my fingers. And for me, the reason I say that is I stopped worrying about how I would paint, what the subject I would paint, and I use meditation to just let go and then let my emotions come through on the canvas. And I did a whole collection of artwork, and then suddenly I had this little mini exhibition, a very amateur exhibition with a little local group of that artworks, and it made me, it got me to this end result. And then for a little while I left it again, because then life got crazy and I had to work and you know, I had to still get to the journey of being a mother and all that stuff. But I always remember that point of being so important, because without that meditation and walking myself through just what I did to get to those paintings, I would not have, I basically found like I reconnected with the artist within me to be more open about it. And then many years later, I woke up after being sleep deprived for 4 years, realizing this is the time to show my kids that, you know, I can follow my dream. And I didn't, you know, all inhibition and things that you'd learnt from your school or past or people's opinions didn't matter anymore. And I just sat down and I went, I'm going to paint for me. And I just woke up and went, that's it, I'm doing it. So, and I use meditation now more as an after, in the process of painting. And yes, quite often I can go, very often, I say I'm going for meditation. My husband often goes, oh yes, asleep. And I'm like, no, I'm it still works as long as you're relaxed. But yeah. And yes, a lot of creativity flows through. And for me, it's more like the meditation I've actually put into words now for you guys is something I use on a daily basis, because for me it's more of that cleansing and clearing and getting rid of the gunk of the stresses and the worries. And with that, it allows everything, the messages to come through, the creativity, and just to, you know, find. But painting for me is like that too. So for painting, I go into that zone and hours might go by and I don't
flow.
even realize.
Go into flow.
So painting is my meditation as well.
That's beautiful. You summed it up so well. And I mean, that not everyone is creative, and not everyone is an artist, but meditation done for as long as you have done it and on the regular basis will do that for just about everyone in their area. It will help them find you know, and not care about other people, and follow your dream and be inspired and not listen to all that. Yeah.
And I think that like I was saying, I use it regularly because I think we need to. Like it's like a, you know, the empty trash can in the notifications or the email. Like when you just want to clear everything, you put it in that bin, it feels so good, you press that button, it's like, oh, it's gone. That's what it feels like. It's a reset. And I think that sometimes we get caught up in like I love all types of meditations, but this one is almost, for me, it's sort of, I call it like power one, because it sort of combines all the different things that I think is really cool. But I'm no expert, so like I'm going to read it and get into my space and try and share that with you. But it's just I feel like there's no amount of time or different types that you can do it that it won't benefit you. The more you do it, it's a clearing of your energies and auras. And even if you don't believe in that kind of stuff, it doesn't matter. It still affects you. Like it will make you lighter. It will make you forget and sometimes often realize it's not that bad. Like it's not that stressful, but we all feel that. And I, you know, being parents, I've got to really put a shout out to the mums, And the dads are great as well. Sorry, Andrew. Yeah. But the mums or the primary carer of any children, and if you're running or not running a business, there's just stuff going on all the time. So I've certainly used it a lot more in my older age for the declutter button. My going off to the beach with my music and crystals and just enjoying it.
Oh, it's fantastic. You're very inspirational, Kellyanne. It's I love the way you put it, and hopefully can inspire some other artists who aren't regularly meditating. I think I know one. Hopefully she's listening.
Well,
and how beneficial it is. Like if you really want it, then you need to actually clear out the shit all the time, because that's the stuff that's holding you back from anything in life is your mind. And if you can sit every day and clear out, push that button and clear out the clutter, and it just makes more space for the
judgment of yourself and what people think. For artists, I find is what you need to let go of. It doesn't matter if you are. That's what meditation, I guess, I was trying to get to, is you are sort of like, there was no way I thought I could live as an artist, so I just put it in a box and just went, okay, I'm a traveler and art will go with me everywhere. But now I see the vision that, I hope that I can make Australia proud and be one of the great whatever out there with
you're already getting there. You're already getting there.
So
and I got to interview you in the earlier days.
I'll always be there. But so it really will benefit to opening and letting go of those stresses, or at least you can reiterate that in your mind until you do get there.
Yeah.
It is so important, and for anybody on a daily basis.
Yeah.
5 minutes is good enough. This might be a little bit longer though.
Yeah.
I also want to just say, I don't know if anyone does it live or later on, but I just like to say how I like to do this meditation and invite anybody to try it. So for me, it's strange to do it without music, but I was going to get my friend to try and compose me something before, but I sort of left it a bit late because I didn't know about whether
it often doesn't sound very good on here. When with the COVID, because I play music in the studio when I teach yoga, which some people are on and well, some people are like, you don't do music and whatever. I like it. I can do with or without. But I was playing it on the Zoom classes I was doing, and it was just noise. Unfortunately, it wasn't very nice. It was just noise. So
that's good to know. So I would invite, I love a bit of peaceful music or any of the types of energy music or whatever. So how I like to do this one, and it's funny because going through, like I said, years of different meditations and thinking you had to do a certain way, but for me, this one genuinely is that cleansing, clear and rejuvenation, that I like to do this one lying down. And often I think you need a blanket because you can tend to get cold. It's kind of like a healing. And
so grab your crystal and your blanket and lie down.
And your blanket, and if you've got music, turn that on. And incense, chuck them on. And
I can hear your wind chimes, yeah?
Yes, they're helping me with the wind.
I've got to go outside and have a look because last night was crazy windy and I couldn't hear my wind chime. I was like, must have been so windy it's blown off. So I've got to go outside and have a look for it because it's never blown off before.
I'm glad it's not that windy today because it's nearly blew one of our doors off.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just get into the headspace and we're going to go into it now.
Okay, beautiful. So, I'm going to just share the screen to you and mute myself and let you go for it.
All right. So can you hear me? Well, I'm assuming you can. All right. Find yourself a comfortable position. And like I said, you can be sitting or lying down. And we're going to allow our mind to relax. If you've brought a crystal or something special, you can place it in your hand or in your heart or anywhere that your intuition allows will guide you to. Begin to allow your body to relax now. Become aware of your breath And we're going to do the taking in of 3 deep breaths. And as you breathe in, allow your mind to become quiet. And as you exhale, I want you to breathe out all negativity, anxiety, stress from the day, from the week, from the month. It does not serve you any purpose anymore. You are going to give yourself permission to heal and rejuvenate because you deserve it. You deserve the best for yourself. As you let your breath settle and relax into a gentle rhythm, you can feel yourself letting go. Your eyelids are getting heavy now. Let all the outside noises and distractions just drift away and focus on my voice. We are now allowing our mind to begin the healing journey. Now, hopefully you're feeling at peace. And I want you to visualize a warm golden light at the base of your feet. This light will form a blanket, warm like the summer sun, and it's going to help clear and cleanse and protect you as we move through our chakras. At the beginning of your feet, ankles and knees, I want you to bring this awareness to how they feel. And we're going to let any tension go now. Feeling them grow heavy and relax. As you do, the golden light from the feet will move up to the first chakra. This is at the center of your hips, at the base of your spine. The root chakra is your connection to self, ancestors, and for the grounding. We want to clear any blocks and any dark energy. I want you to visualize firstly a red glowing dot at the base of your spine. And once you see this in your mind's eye, I want you to see it glow like a flower with many petals. Now see it get bigger and brighter. It is so beautiful and clear. I want you to imagine it starting to gently spin. And as it does, it will fill and radiate your root chakra. Now with a warm golden light, which is clearing and cleansing, as it goes, we move a few inches above the pelvis to the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra, which is your connection to your sexuality and creativity. We want to clear any blocks and any dark energy. I want you to visualize an orange glowing dot. See this in your mind's eye. And I want you to see it grow like a flower with many petals. Now see it get bigger and brighter. It is beautiful and it is clear. I want you to imagine it beginning to spin. And as it does, it will fill up the space and radiate your shape and your sacral chakra. Now with the warm golden light, we move to the belly button. Here at the solar plexus chakra, which controls our belief in self and power, we want to clear any blocks and any dark energy now. I want you to visualize a bright, glowing yellow dot. See this in your mind's eye. And I want you to see it grow like a flower with many petals. Now see it get bigger and brighter. It is beautiful and clear. And I want you to imagine it to start to gently spin. And as it does, it will fill up this space and radiate your solar plexus. The golden light is starting to warm us like a comfortable blanket and guide us up to our chest. Here we will find our heart chakra, which controls our love and our connection. We want to clear any blocks and any dark energy. I want you to visualize a bright green glowing dot and see it in your mind's eye. I want you to see it grow like a flower with many petals. And now see it get bigger and brighter. It is beautiful and it is clear. I want you to imagine it beginning to gently spin. And as it does, it will fill up this space and radiate your heart chakra. Now, as we move with the warmth of the golden light, which is protecting the chakras and constantly bringing them positive energy, clearing out any negative energy, we move to the throat chakra. Here we will find the throat chakra, which controls our self-expression and communication. We want to clear any blocks and any dark energy now. I want you to visualize a bright blue glowing dot in your mind's eye, and I want you to see it grow like a flower with many petals. Now see it get bigger and brighter. It is so beautiful and so clear. I want you to imagine it beginning to gently spin, and as it does, it will fill up this space and radiate your throat chakra. Now we'll move up with the golden light. You're now seeing it sparkle with gold flecks. It starts to float above the center above your eyes. And we now are connecting with our third eye, which is the third eye chakra. This is where you connect with your intuition and imagination. We want to clear any blocks and any dark energy. I want you to visualize now an indigo, a rich purpley blue, glowing dot. See it in your mind's eye. And I want you to see it grow like a flower with many petals. Now see it get bigger and brighter. It is beautiful and clear. And I want you to imagine it beginning to gently spin. And as it does, it will fill up this space and radiate your third eye chakra. Now I'm going to pause for 20 seconds. I want you to continue to relax and you to connect with your third eye. I want you to give you the moment to allow your higher self to send you a message. There is no right or wrong, just whatever comes through. It might be an image, a color, a smell, a memory, or even a voice sending a message just for you. And if you don't feel or see anything, that's okay too. Just take the time to relax. So I'll start now with 20 seconds. Okay. Now we bring our attention back to the warmth of the golden light. and move above our heads to the last chakra. This is the crown chakra, which is where we connect with our spiritual self and the universe. We want to clear any blocks and dark energy now. I want you to visualize a bright purple glowing dot. This is in your mind's eye, and I want you to see it grow like a flower with many petals. Now see it get bigger and brighter. It is beautiful and clear. I want you to imagine it beginning to gently spin. And as it does, it will fill up this space and radiate your crown chakra. Now the golden light will surround you like a beautiful golden bubble and continue all the healing and providing positive energy for today and tomorrow, for the month. And here I want you to take a moment to gather gratitude for all the positive gifts you have received, and allow yourself to ask and accept abundance, health, and happiness, because you deserve it, as you are worthy and you are loved and you are grateful. As the healing comes to an end, you'll feel your body start to wake up. You will feel lighter, and the feeling will go with you all week. And here I want to show gratitude to and say thank you to Sam and all of you who are listening. I thank you. When you're ready, allow your eyes to open and gently ground yourself and come back to the present. I like to say in the Nepalese way, namaste. And thank you.
Thank you. That was so beautiful. Oh, I love the spinning flowers.
Thank
It was
you.
really quite visual for me because I'm not terribly good with visual. Internal meditation visuals. I get images and stuff, but not very clear. But I could really almost feel the spinning, and I've heard of it, you know, and other people do chakra spinning, and never kind of. I just think the flower petal spinning, the way you described it, just kind of worked for me. It was nice. Yeah, really.
Well, it's lovely. Well, like I said, I'd written this one myself, and it's nice to actually have written it into a script, a combination of all the things I like and the way I see it, and hope that it would help.
And you did that for us. You did that for us. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Well,
thank you.
Yeah. Well, now I've got it forever written down. So it's good. But I'm glad it's good. I've tried it out on other people and who have said the same thing. So that's kind of nice for people who can't, who you know, are still trying to discover and can't get to the visual. But I'm painting a picture in your mind, which is great. I like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I got you can do anything, which is a good. I like that. Well, my little image was you can do anything. I'm like, oh. So I grabbed my purple quartz.
Snap.
Oh, same. And my, what's it called? It's actually quite yellow. It doesn't look yellow there. It's sort of yellow. It's a pale yellow. It's a
that's beautiful. Like a
calcite or something. Calcite or something. Anyway, it's for increasing your energy and joy and love and happiness and all those things.
Well, I got like my mega labradorite as well. Well, I mean, I'm surrounded by crystals as well, but they were the two I had as well. I'd love anybody, even in the future, to actually put down what they brought, if they brought something.
Exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
And where they put it, if they placed it. I'd love to know. And you know, it's something you can discuss because it's a good indicator of what you might need as well. So that's a message in itself, which I didn't say.
I held this one just kind of just below the heart, in between the heart and the solar plexus, and I just held the other one in front of my belly button. They would be indicators of which, you know, chakras you could be working on, and the elements of those crystals, how it might be what is lacking or needing more nourishing. Yeah. And also, I'd love you to put in the comments if you got a message that you'd like to share, an image or a message. That would be nice to hear as well.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'd love if they want to share it. I'd love to see if those messages came through. Usually, of course, like in the in a more time, you could have had more time to music, and you can imagine if we were in our own space, there would be more time to do it and more relaxation if you had, like, if you're a good meditator Buddha who loves doing it for an hour or so.
Yeah, if you've got that time free. How do you do it for longer than that, or about that length, or do you vary it depending on how much time you've got?
It can vary. I could easily do an hour meditation, but I often quite like now. I never used to like guided meditations as much because I could always do it, like I always did it myself.
Yeah.
But now I love the guided meditation because it's just one less thing you have to do, and it's so relaxing. So like I could go straight into the hour meditations. I'm like, yeah, take me through it. Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, or sometimes you just need 5-10 minutes. Like the nano nap. It's like a nano massage. Yeah, that too.
Nano massage, yeah.
Nano massage.
No.
I said massage, but I meant meditation. I think I'm wanting a massage.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm like, did I just randomly come up with massage?
No, this is something that all just goes part and parcel, isn't it? Yeah, give me a massage and meditation and
yes.
feeling.
Carolyn had frankincense incense held at each chakra. Lovely, because that's really
again another snap.
Frankincense. That's quite clearing as well. Frankincense.
It's very powerful. It's a very powerful connector. And what was the other one? What did you say?
Joanne had rose quartz.
Beautiful. Love.
Yeah, she brings that to class too. I love it. At the end of class, she places it somewhere on her body.
It's beautiful. I think it's really good.
Yeah,
helps give the crystal a good cleanse too.
yeah, I didn't think about it like that. I don't, sometimes it's a bit slow, so I'm sorry if you do comment and I don't comment back, because there's a bit of a lag, but we've probably got to finish now anyway. Get on, let you get back to your art, and I'll get back to my studies, and I haven't done my tax and a few other things.
Oh, don't even. No, we don't ruin the meditation with that. I know. I've got to do it with that too. So I'll need another one after.
Yeah. Well, I haven't done my daily one, so yours is a little nice precursor, and then I'll do mine after. Yeah. Actually, excellent. I have some spot. My girls go to acting classes on Monday night, so I can just sit in the car and do my meditation.
Beautiful. That's great. Yeah. There's another in-car meditations.
Yeah, and that's what so many mums should do. And so you're sitting in the car, you see so many mums sitting in the car waiting for their kids quite early on their phones saying, I never have time to meditate. Sorry, but it's true. I don't have time to meditate. They could just turn off the phone and use 5-10 minutes in the car and change your life.
Really. Or you can use the phone to do on the meditation.
To do the meditation, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It does. It really does. Although, again, I'm sure people are worrying. I mean, I've done that. I was doing reading my meditations as I'm driving. I'm like, people must be thinking, what's she doing? Talking to herself, setting myself into a lull.
Yeah, you got to be careful driving. Don't do meditation driving.
It is a good idea.
It's a good idea actually listening to one, because I think that's probably a fear. A lot of people think, oh, what if I fall asleep in the car, or blah, blah. So if you're just doing a basic mindfulness one or a breathing technique or something, rather than catching up on your social media, there's always time to do that.
Absolutely. I'm a fan of that. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kelly. I feel so privileged that you shared so much beautiful insight and artwork and such an awesome meditation. And it was just, and all your time. I know you're busy. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you everybody for joining and commenting. And don't forget to follow Kellyanne on Instagram and Facebook.
Kellyanne Artworks.
Kellyanne Artworks. We'll put the link there. And we'll say goodbye to Facebook.
Yeah, so bye. And I'll be checking the comments. I want to have a little read.
Good. So you can comment on replays as well.
Love and light.
Goodbye. Thank you, Kelly.
Bye.
Kellyanne.